Okay, so this is going to be the absolute easiest spoiler-free review I've ever done, and I think I could ever do. First of all, because if I was to explain this whole film in spoilers, I'd be here for probably over an hour. And second of all, this is a film that I don't want to spoil for anybody. This is a brand new film that just came out in April, so a month ago now. Was introduced very out of the blue. I don't even know if this hit circuit festivals because I only heard a lot of people start to talk about it immediately and really blow it up. It's released by A24, and this stars Michelle Yeoh, who's always good. She's an expertise martial artist in a lot of Hong Kong and wuxia martial arts films. She's very famous in those. She also does a ton of American films as well. Crazy Rich Asians is one she's very much known for. And this stars, I didn't write down his name, but the little Chinese kid in Indiana Jones and The Goonies. So if anybody remembers that little guy, we haven't seen him in anything really for so long until here. And if I didn't know that it was him before I watched the movie, I wouldn't recognize him because he's full grown man now. But he does phenomenal in here too. Every character is great. And this is a film that you just have to experience. I don't care what kind of genre you're into, because if you like comedy, you're going to laugh. You're potentially, I should say, because everybody has different types of comedies. But if you like comedy, check it out. If you like dramas, awesome, check it out. Like heartwarming dramas, I mean, check it out. If you love, action and martial arts cinema and great fighting choreography, did I say that correctly? Choreography, I'm sorry. I mix up cinematography and choreography, although cinematography, 10 out of 10. This film is 5 out of 5. Okay, this is runner up for best film I've seen this year, next to The Northman. I think I like this film a little bit better than The Northman, but those two are the best films I've seen so far in 2022. Everything is phenomenal. The editing in this film is ridiculous. What I want to know is how long this film took to produce and make. The shots are quick. I mean, I think a person with ADHD is still going to have a hard time watching this film. This film is, I think, 2 hours and 13 minutes exactly, but we're looking at the 2 hours 15 mark. So it's not short, but it is quick. Like very, very quick from the first frame. It goes on, and it's hectic and it's anxiety driven because of the whole like 10 minutes is just people running around in this laundromat, this family that owns it, and they're just going to work, going back into the house that they're living in. It's attached, and then back, and then forth, and then back, and then everybody's doing everything, and you're introduced to characters, and then that's the first act. And then once shit really starts to hit the fan, and we end up in the film is called Everything Everywhere All at Once. So I don't think mentioning that this film is basically about different universes is a spoiler, because that's straight up in the advertisement. It's right on the poster. It's right in the trailer. Everybody that's heard of this film should know that. We're basically playing with dimensions in this film, but that's as far as I'll go. Other than what you would oh my gosh, what you should expect in it, such as comedy, drama, action, sci-fi, even. This plays with everything. So no matter who you are, give this film a chance, especially if you could stream it somewhere. If you don't want to pay full price, but I mean, a theater experience with this film would be one heck of a treat, if I must say. What else can I talk about with this film that I haven't mentioned already? That won't spoil it. Performances. How long? How long this film took to produce? Man, I just again, it's hard to explain because with the editing and with the way the film is put together, as well as the uniqueness of this film, there is so many scenes where characters are changing because of different universes and playing with different dimensions and stuff like that, timelines, etc. They had to film various different sets, and every set is looks different and is like you're watching a bunch of different films with random pieces connected kind of thing. And the ideas that this film plays with is phenomenal. There's a film that I watched that I love. It's in my top 10 of all time called Mr. Nobody. This was released, I think, in 2009, and it stars Jared Leto. And it plays with this same idea of, different dimensions, what could have been had different choices been made. This film plays with that. But here's Mr. Nobody, and then I can't reach my arm high enough. There's Everything Everywhere All at Once. Not in quality, because both films are phenomenal, but I mean in scale of production. Like, when you think that this film has gone far enough, it goes further and further and further and further and further. Like it just there's things that happen in this film that you're like, who thought of that? Like, were they smoking anything? Or were they clear headed? Like, so many ideas, but they all work. Like, if you're gonna make, and I'm not gonna call this film stupid, this is not what I mean, that this stupid film, but if you're gonna make a stupid movie with just like, throw whatever the hell comes to your mind, just put it in there. You know how, like, the ending for anybody who's watched this film, the ending of The Cabin in the Woods, or at least the third act of The Cabin in the Woods, where things just start hitting the fan and everything just goes everywhere, and it's like whatever they thought of, they just threw in there. That's what they did with this film, but they did it masterfully, masterfully, and geniusly. And I was gonna say about the stupid thing, this is like the most genius and otherworldly style of thinking that you could take a stupid movie or make a stupid movie. If it was a stupid, it's not a stupid movie, but like if you're gonna make something just so silly, this is the perfect way to make it, because yes, it's silly, but the silliness comes together into geniusness. If that makes any sense to anybody, it like it makes sense to me because I've seen the film. So they take kind of a stupid concept and just bring it together into this masterpiece essentially. And then you add the phenomenal performances. I would say that Michelle Yeoh is definitely capable of getting an Oscar for this one. The little the little Chinese kid in the child actor that grew up, his performance. He has this martial arts scene that's crazy out of this world, and man, this is just a film that you can't miss. You can't miss this one, and it's heartfelt. Like there's a lot of emotion to it. There's a lot of metaphors and a lot of it's a film that's going to make you think of the philosophy of life, and it blew me away. I was expecting something great and something very artistic, and I was given something that really, really spoke to me and reminded me of the type of film that I usually like, which is films about very complex ideas. I really, really like that. That's why Mr. Nobody has been for a long time in my top 10 films of all time. And I guess that's why I love this one so much, because I took that idea and raised it to, I can't even say 11, so because it's this film goes to other dimensions of how genius it is. So I'm that's pretty much all I can say without it being spoiler free. But just know that this is an experience of a film. Doesn't mean you're gonna love it, because some people will hate it. But this is a film that you certainly have to try watching, because the ideas that this film plays with is continuously till the final part of it phenomenal. I will also say, which is not a spoiler, that Jamie Lee Curtis is in this film, and she plays a character that she doesn't usually generally play, especially since she is also changing throughout the film, and she kills the performance. She kills her performance completely, and it's a very interestingly funny Jamie Lee Curtis performance. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll end it at that. Go see this film, because it is a tremendous piece of work. Something that I'm still in the process of wondering and trying to figure out how they made. La La Land was like that for me, where it's like, how could they like choreograph this and piece it together? Like, how long would this take? Because everything is so amazingly perfect. Well, this one trumps it. This one trumps La La Land with that idea and like, how long did this freaking take? But I'm not going to go over 10 minutes, so I'm going to end it here. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more when I can, so stay tuned if you're interested. And until next review, have a good one. Go watch this film. Take it easy and cheers.